And we're live. Let's see. GarageBand in 3, 2, 1. A podcast.
We have a new matey, Mr. Toby. Here, Coaster
welcome
Toby.
aboard.
What do you have to drink?
Now swab the dick.
Yeah. Arr, from ye beer, this episode of Dead Men Sip Whales. Yes, this is Toby in San Diego, California. And for my tasting flight, I will be trying Iron Balls from Bull Creek Brewery. Here's the label.
Wow, that's a big
Pretty
canvas.
sweet, huh?
Those are some iron balls.
Yeah.
It's so, it's funny because when you said you were doing this beer, I didn't think it was pirate themed at all. And until I just saw the label.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I
I'm
mean,
thinking,
it's
you know,
full
like
on.
Bull Creek, Iron Balls. I'm thinking like,
Is this like an
you know,
AC/DC
some, like,
show? Or?
some cowboy, like some cowboy beer of some sort.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Oh,
but
no.
no, it's a pirate theme for real.
Yeah, I
Who's
mean,
got the biggest?
shout out to my parents. They just brought this back. They stopped off in Texas to visit some friends on their road trip to Florida, and they picked me up a mix pack of a bunch of different Texas beers, and this was one of them. And so I was like, oh, sweet, perfect. I'll use this on the show. This is Bull Creek Brewing, which is a new brewery. Bull Creek Brewing is out of Liberty Hill, Texas.
Why do we all turn into Julia Child when we do that?
First, you take the iron balls and put them in your mouth and rest them on your chin.
Oh man.
Come on, this is a... No, it's not a family show. Who am I
Okay.
kidding?
Bullcreekbrewing.com is their website. This is an imperial stout.
The roasted roastiness.
Let's see. ABV. Not listed on the bottle. I guess Texas doesn't have to list the ABV.
It's a mystery.
So I'm going to check their website here.
The mystery of the iron balls.
And they say...
I'm gonna hurt my
They
throat
say-
in this show.
Loose lips, sink ships, keep your balls at the ready. Trademark.
Can we trademark that? Keep our balls at the ready.
They also say that they have licorice iron balls available on draft in their tap room. But it's liquor-ish, not licorice. It's liquor-ish. I'm not going to go through their whole like history of the whatever, some Catherine the Great talking about Russian Imperial Stout style. But this is an Imperial Stout, I guess, in the Russian Imperial Stout feel of beers, I guess. But they don't talk about their ingredients or anything like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and
Do it.
crack it.
I think in Texas they just call it ale.
Yeah.
I think that's all they're allowed to call it.
Shout out Tony Leone for my Yeti glass.
Oh, look at that glass. It's a beautiful thing.
Hey, anytime I'm drinking an Imperial Stout, I bust out the Tony Leone special Yeti
Oh.
glass.
I appreciate it.
Hey.
I mean, arr.
Is this beer Yeti worthy?
Whoa, check that out. There's a Yeti right there. That's like a Yeti
That's a two-tone Yeti right there.
right there, yeah. So I got nice thick head.
Tony two-tone.
Yeti two-tone.
And it's very... it's got some big bubbles in there, and it seems to be like slowly dissipating. Color is very, very dark. Yeah, I have maybe some light brown highlights.
Slowly dissipating. Like our credibility since 2009.
Yes. On the news, lots of chocolate. Oh yeah, like big time chocolate mocha.
Chocolate iron balls.
Sip on my chocolate iron balls. Put it in your mouth and suck it.
Put it in the glass and sip it.
Yeah. I mean, that's mostly what I'm getting is just lots of chocolate. There's a little bit of a woodiness coming through.
So you're telling me that you're smelling wooden leg right now? It's a...
Thank you for bringing it back to the pirate theme, because that was not where I was going.
It smells great. I mean,
smelling peg leg.
It smells like on the nose I get like chocolate porter. I don't really get anything super stouty. And again, I don't have any ABV on this, which is very strange. They don't list it on their website. It's not on the bottle. Let me check. Well, Untappd says 9%. So, and 45 IBUs. So Untappd knows more than the brewery is willing to tell us on their website. Now I'm down to quarter finger of head.
Oh no.
The website formerly known as Beer Advocate says 6 to 7%.
Okay. And now I'm getting a little bit of molasses coming through on the nose.
I like molasses.
But 6 and 7% doesn't really scream imperial stout to me. I don't think that's
Yeah,
right.
no.
I don't even know how they can call it imperial.
You're wrong, Beer Advocate. You're wrong. Walk the plank.
Rate Beer says 9%.
What
Okay.
the hell?
We'll go with that. That's pretty
All right. So yeah, on the nose.
More? Can you figure out
chocolate.
what the ABV is and get back to us, please?
So on the nose, I got chocolate. I got a little bit of a woodiness. I'm getting some molasses
Right nostril dominant.
for sure, and a little bit of vanilla starting to peek through now. Taking a sip.
Yeah. 4 sniff Toby.
Arr. Are you counting the sniffs now?
No, I
like
wasn't
one,
counting.
well, like one sniff, Katie. You're counting my sniffs.
Counting the sniffs. Yeah.
Cheers. Down the hatch, matey.
Down the hatches.
Go
Lots
on.
Lots of carbonation.
Continue.
Feels. I get chocolate.
Feels wet.
It feels very homebrewy. It's reminding me of some stouts that I've brewed before. So there's almost like a, it's not really metallic-y, but there's this.
So now, not only are you smelling wooden leg, but you're tasting metal
Iron balls.
hook.
Yes. I'm tasting metal hook. No, there's a almost like I wouldn't say an overcarbonation, but it's almost like you can kind of. It sounds ridiculous, but you can kind of like taste the carbonation. Almost like there's just like this. It's not really metallic-y, and it's. I don't know what it is. It's something that I've been searching for my entire drinking career. From drinking homebrew.
Careers in drinking.
Yeah.
The beer coasters.
I excel. I've climbed that ladder. I mean, Tony, you've brewed some beer before, so maybe you know what I'm talking about. It's almost like a stale.
You haven't brewed any beer, so I'm not going to ask you what you think.
Yeah. Mike,
I
maybe
brewed
this-
once, and
maybe
the
this will
beer I brewed
inspire
was
you.
goddamn good.
It was good.
I mean,
That was years ago, buddy.
Super alpha male pale ale.
Yeah.
bring it back. You still got it.
Yeah.
Would you say it's like an off flavor?
It's like
not.
it's just that it's like a stale metallic-y, but it's not super like it doesn't.
Is it possible that this beer is just not as fresh as it possibly could be?
I mean, it could be. I mean, they picked it up at a corner market.
Picked it up in a drugstore. There's a gas station on Route 66. We dusted it off. It was next to the 30 weight.
It's that's what it is. It's like it's woody. It's like a stale woody
You're
something.
not selling this beer to me, man.
Yeah.
Stale wood,
You don't want stale
metal.
Yeah, anything stale is nothing that I want to be a part of.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting. It's
You look like you need a hug right now.
well, I mean, I don't know. Imperial Stout's one of my favorite styles, and I always get excited from a new brewery, and I really want Texas to succeed, and most of the stuff I've had from Texas is good.
Succeed or secede?
A little bit of both.
We don't talk politics on this.
Yeah, a little bit of both. But I mean, there's great. I've had great stuff come out of Texas. Everything I've had from Jester King has been awesome.
Right.
And I mean, even I just untapped Shinerbach for the first time recently.
What
and-
about
All hail Saint Arnold.
Oh yeah, St. Arnold. I mean, there's some knockout breweries coming out of Texas, and so when I saw this, I was excited. Not only did it fit in with the show perfectly, but it was from a new brewery I hadn't heard of, and I know that Texas is kind of one of those up and coming states with craft beer and stuff. So anyway, it's a little disappointing. It seems like there's some off flavors going on. I don't know if it was like a yeast pitch timing, not enough time in the barrel before they bottled it. But that's it. It just reminds me very homebrewy. It seems amateurish is all.
You're describing like the levels aren't exactly what you want them to be. Sometimes
Right.
when you're trying to gauge, how much, like when you might overcarbonate something or undercarbonate something. It sounds like it's overcarbonated and there's not a whole lot of flavor happening, and the
Right.
flavors that you are getting are a little stale and woody and metallic-y, which
Right.
not anything I'd like to describe my own homebrew.
I'm getting a little bit of chocolate and a little bit of roastiness and a little bit of vanilla and molasses. A lot of the stuff that I was getting on the nose, but it's very
Overcarbonated, it sounds like.
yeah. It's the overcarbonate. And when I cracked it, it didn't pop whatever.
Right.
But it did kind of fizz up pretty quick when I poured it. But anyway.
The nose sounded
all.
promising, but
Yeah, the nose was great. As far as a food pairing goes, I would love to. I want a slab of ribs, big time. Some sweet, like maybe hickory ribs, and wash it down with this. I mean, it doesn't feel like 9%. There's not a whole lot of body going on, but I think it would wash down some sweet ribs pretty well. Like I could have like a big mug of this, and sure. I was expecting. I mean, I threw it in the I poured it in the Tony Leone Yeti glass here, and I was expecting it to be nice and big and rich and like an imperial stout, but
yeah.
it's coming off as more of like a normal stout or even like maybe a big porter. So yeah,
You should
Some
probably put it in a different glass before you jinx the glass. Cause
Nah, don't worry about it. The glass is
all right.
it's good to go.
Good.
Straight up. It's the real deal. Yeah, so there you go.
You can't mess with the Yeti.
I know.
You cannot.
You can't.
Now, as far as the untapped users are concerned about this beer, they seem to have liked it a little bit more than I have so far. They've given it a 3.65 out of 262 ratings. So that's pretty good odds.
Only
For this beer.
262?
262 people have checked into this beer and rated it, and so far it's got a 3.65.
That's not a whole lot of people.
Yeah, and it's been on the market for over a year. Actually, no, coming up on a year. hopefully, for their sake, I got kind of a bad bottle. Maybe the bottle was old and maybe stale, or maybe they didn't keep it well at the corner store that my parents picked it up at. But
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that Bull Creek Brewing is probably a fairly new brewery, and they probably put out a decent product locally, but I feel like they maybe are not quite up to speed on their bottling, according to what you're talking about, because if only 262 people have signed and checked into this, that's not very many, and so I'd give them the benefit of the doubt to try something more local. Just the bottling needs some work.
And on their website, so far I haven't found when they started.
This was added
possibly 2014. So they may have started in 2014.
Yeah, this beer was added to Untapped about a year ago.
Yeah,
June 2015.
So there you have it, folks. That's Iron Balls from Bull Creek Brewing.
Now get off the ship.
They're out of Liberty Hill, Texas. And I'm out. I'm probably being taken to the brig right now.
We'll be back right after this.